Morning student. I am Dr. Ritika, the faculty of CSC department as an associate professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. Today I am going to deliver the lecture on the subject of our e-commerce which is related to our BCA 6 exam. And today we will cover the topic of protecting intellectual property. So they can basically used how e-commerce helpful for our intellectual properties. So let's start to learn about identifying your intellectual properties. So know the three types of intellectual properties which are related to our e-commerce are each can be protected under the law, but there are different categories for each one. A shortcut to remember the difference between the three is that a patent protects the inventions, the copyright protects the artist expressions of the inventions, and the trademark protects the brand name. So if you have invented an item or system that is new, useful, original, or ornamental, then you may be able to patent it. A patent protects your invention for 20 years from the date of filing. As the state says, a patent grants the right to exclude others from making, using, offering for sale, or selling the inventions in the stream of commerce. So, copyright protects artist manifestations of ideas. The most common copyright are for books and other written works as well as art, music, photograph, software, and dramatic performances. So they have some common law strengths. So you can affix the idea into a tangible form and you have the benefit of copyright. However, registering your copyright with the United States Copyright Office of the Library of Congress gives you additional legal benefits. So, trademark is a term of commerce. It protects your brand name, logos, packaging, and other distinctive beacons that identify your products to your customers. So, like copyright, you get the legal benefits of a trademark as soon as you display it on your product. So, USPTO, that is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, has a trademark registration system that allows you to add even more protections to your intellectual property. So, categorization your business assets and creations. Look at your intellectual property and sort it into the three categories. So, you may want to consider patenting it, the writing and art producing by your business, including manuals, how to guide, software, game scripts, websites, computer code, music, film arts, or photographic can be protected under copyright. Finally, the brand name, labels, signs, logos, and slogans are going to be the trademark that represent your business to your customer. Now, next, prioritizing your intellectual property. Technically, every memo your company produces is intellectual property. However, you wouldn't want to register it with the Copyright Office. So, zero in on the product, artist, or intellectual rendering and product branding that are important to the success of your company and would damage you if they were copied or stolen by others. So, creating a category of your critical intellectual property can help you create a program to protect it. Now, next is the protecting your intellectual property inside your business. So, in this term, it shows establishing a confidentiality policy in your company manuals where your company manual is notice to your employees of your rules and your intent to enforce them to comply with federal labor status. Keep your policy short and to the point. For example, you could use a simple statement like employees will not disclose business secrets, confidentiality information, or share any destination's intellectual property without unauthorizations, or we can say without authorizations. Next is the execution non-disclosure agreements with employee and contractors. So this is the most important with inventions that could be eligible for patent protecting and design subjects to copy. So it is very common in software, games and app development. A well-crafted non-disclosure or confidentiality agreement both sets the tone of your business and gives you legal recourse against an employee that absconds with your intellectual property. Now, next is the sign non-compete agreements with employees and contractors. So, non-compete clauses, often called overrunant not to compete, so that can prevent a former employee and contractor from taking ideas he gained while working with you and using them for his own benefit. Non-complete clauses can be difficult to enforce if they are too broad or restrictive. It must be specific as to the business interest you want to protect. So, you cannot stop a software engineer from working in the computer industry or a photographer for taking pictures. So, instead, it must be specific, such as a software designer agreeing to not work for a computer game designer or a photographer, which are agreeing not to use proprietary editing techniques. So the cause must be reasonable in time and geographical scope. A typical report is 6 months of 2 years and limited to the immediate area. For example, if employees agree to not complete the employer in the field of intellectual property in a city or a state for a period of 6 months or 2 years, so it is more likely to be enforceable than employee which will not complete in any way in the United States of 5 years. So, non compete clause should be reviewed by an attorney skills in employment practices. Most attorneys will consult with you for either a fixed fee or an hourly rate. Next is the protecting your intellectual property outside your business. So designate your intellectual property on your product is it does not have to be intrusive on your packaging, but your trademark and copyright should be identified either on the packaging or information page. You should include appropriate statements like project name, slogan, trademark related to their company, title, year, or by the company. So, if you have filed for a full patent or filed a provisional patent application, mark your products, that is patent pending. So, you do not lose legal rights by not having these statements, but you bolster your professionalism and stake your claim to your intellectual property by including them. So they act as notice to the public that your creations are not open for copying. Now, watermark your images. When you look at a professional photographer, there is often a mark, signature, or embossed symbols in one corner of the image. Now, when an image is posted on a website, there may be transparent writing across the photo. So, this is watermark. Sound file and videos that are posted online can be watermarked as well. So, there are software programs for watermark digital files. Now, patent your inventions. So, patent application to the USPTO can be very complicated and should consult with a patent attorney before attempting a full application. So USPTO began accepting provisional patent application. This is a streamlined, lower cost filing method that protects your priority to claim the disclosed inventions for up to 12 months while you pursue a full non-provisional patent. So in term, patent pending can be used on your invention after filing a provisional patent applications. Next is copyright your art and publications. So it has an electronic copyright registration system called ECO that is user friendly and easy to complete. So if you have some basic computer skills and ability to create and upload digital files, you can file the registration without an attorney. So you will complete the online application, pay the application fees and submit your specimens. So the processing time is up to 8 months. The government website has a step-by-step tutorials for e-com copyright registration, and they give the benefits of copyright registration is if you have to go to court in an infringement cases, registration is powerful, evidence is in your favor and can enhance the damage you can cover. So for work originating in the USA, copyright registration is also a prerequisite for suing in federal court for copyright infringements. Now register your trademarks. USPTO also has a online registration system. It is more complicated than copyright but still can be done without a lawyer. So trademark registration is more expensive but can also be a valuable tool in protecting your intellectual property. They may also be registered in one or more US states of your choice, which is often faster and less expensive than federal registrations. Now, next is enforcing your intellectual property right. Send a DMCA takedown notice if you find your copyright image or content on a website. You can send a request to the website owner and internet service provider and ask them to remove your contents. So it is authorized under 1998 Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So they are based on the companies such as eBay, Yahoo, Google have user-friendly DMCA procedures and often viewed in the term of service. The quick-set way to find the procedure can be to do an online research for company policies, copyright policies, or you can say DMCA procedures. Now write a cease and desist letter. This letter serves to inform a person or company that they are using your intellectual property and that you want them to stop, or you can seek legal recourse. The letter must identify you or your company and the intellectual property you are seeking to enforce. So it should also contain a deadline and includes your contact information. Now contact an intellectual property attorney. So if you believe your intellectual property have been stolen or misappropriated by a former employee, customer, competitor or other party, and you self-help actions have not fixed the situations, then you may have a file a lawsuits for infringement. So intellectual property legislations are very complicated and should not be undertaken without legal assistance. So students, it is all over about our intellectual property, which is related to our e-commerce, how e-commerce handles all intellectual property concepts, what process they follow, we have covered in our slides. So students, thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you students.